Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a lovely day. Man, I got a big day ahead of me. I got a lot of stuff I need to do, but I say, you know what, I'm on my 30-minute break, so let me try to catch up on some of these videos so I can just pretty much knock them out. So let me try to get to some of these emails or questions. One of the question is from Darcy Burton, and he was asking me, he was like, hello Pinky, I follow you on YouTube and Instagram. I was wondering if you could help me out. I am currently trying to get my CDLs with the S on. That's so cute, CDLs. But I'm having trouble with the 90 dock. Is there any information you could possibly give? I might end up putting a clip in it after this, but I pretty much did a video to where I think it was like after New Year's, and I pretty much had to back into a tight spot where it was tight, and it was on a 90, a 90-degree angle. So let's just say like this is the truck, right? And a lot of the times, let's say this is the back of the trailer and you want to put the back of the trailer like right here somewhere. So a lot of the times, in order to get the trailer to go left, you have to turn it right. To get the trailer to go right, you have to turn it left. So a majority of the times you are going to back in from your current driver's side. So majority of the time, I'm not saying that you could never do what's called a blindside backing. A blindside backing is when you backing from your passenger side. I mean, it's not to say it's impossible, but why put extra work on yourself, especially if you're already a new person anyway? So the easiest way for everybody to do it is just do it from your driver's side, because the reason for that being is the fact that from your driver's side, you can see just about everything from where your trailer's going, if you about to hit something. But then if you back in from your passenger side, it's terribly a blind side. That's why they call it blind side backing, because you can't see nothing. You don't know if you hitting something or if you this close to off about hitting something. That's why they have something what's called a goal, like GOAL, get out and look. So if you ever had got to the point where you're able to do blindside backing, you definitely have to get out and look just to be on the safe side, depending on what type of area it's in. But I would have to put that clip in to really show you what I'm talking about. But most of the time, you're going to pull up and you're going to put an angle. Like just say I want to back right here. You're going to pull up, then you're going to put an angle in your truck. So most likely you're backing from your driver's side. So you are going to pretty much, let me see if I can start the truck. But you are pretty much going to turn your steering wheel all the way. Well, it really depends. I ain't gonna say all the way, but you're gonna turn it to the right. And when you turn it right, what it's gonna do is y'all see the trailer? I don't even know if y'all can see. I don't know what y'all can see and what you can't. But if you can see it, that's gonna make that trailer go left. Like you're gonna see it going left. So when you go to turn the steering wheel left, it's going to make it, when you start to look out, your side mirrors is going to go that way. So your trailer going to start veering that way if you go to turn your steering wheel left. So it's always the opposite. So as far as how much to turn, a lot of times you are trained. Like when I went to prom, all those trainers, they had their driving pad mapped out to, they knew how much turn, they knew how many times to turn it, when to do this to pass each and every maneuver that you had to do to pass the test. So you can't, I used that to get me started out here, and it was pretty close to what I had to do in real life situations, which is backing into dock doors, parking at truck stops and everything. But it's per training company of how their system works, is how they train you. So whatever driving school you're at, or whatever driving school you plan to go to, and you know that the instructors are good instructors, and they're, you know, they're not being too disrespectful or anything, you know they're real legit instructors, really pay attention to them, because the instructions I got from Prime, that truly helped me to begin my journey with, you know, being able to do enough to park. So just keep in mind the ways to turn to get your trailer to go one way or other. But a lot of the times what people mess up is they put too much cut into it. So when they put too much cut into it, meaning like, let's just say you should have only turned this steering wheel somewhat halfway right, but you messed around and turned the steering wheel all the way right. Now you let the trailer get too far left, and even if you try to get back up under it, you can't, because you let it get too far, you know, out of control. So if you let the trailer get away from you, the best thing to do to correct it is pretty much pull up and take some of that cut out. So when you pull straight up, it takes some of the too much turn that you put into it. So when you realize that you put too much cut, whether it's a blindside, whether it's a, you know, a normal backing from your driver's side, and you realize that you put too much cut into it, the best thing to do is stop, of course, and you pull straight up. When you pull straight up, that pulls some of that extra cut that you put into it. So yeah, pretty much, you know, main advice I can give you is pay attention. First of all, always look in both mirrors. These are your ways of knowing what's going on, from where you can know what's going on. Let me show you this as well. You see that bottom mirror? This mirror is going to let you know what's going on from your door to, you know, most of the beginning of the trailer. I did a video on that too, mirrors. And that big mirror is pretty much going to see from your trailer to just about as far back to the end of the trailer that it can. And then, hold on, I'm sorry. And then the hood mirrors is seeing from the front of your truck to about where the mirrors begin. So each one, that mirror, that small mirror, the big mirror, performs its own duties. So like I said, the major tip that I can give is pay attention, you know, adjust your mirrors to where they need to be. Always look in your mirrors, whether you're driving, parking. You have to look, because you can't do or park or drive or do anything and you don't know, like, you can't see it. If you can drive blind, then your YouTube channel would go viral, because I've never seen a blind person that can drive. So yes, a lot of times, you know, you're going to have to do the go, especially if you knew. Even if you're doing parking from your passenger side and you're in doubt of, are you going to hit something on your right side, get out and look around the truck to see how much space you got to work with. So like I said, pay attention, use your mirrors, make sure they're adjusted, go, get out and look, and remember the turns. Because like I said, right gets the trailer to go left, left gets your trailer to go right. And the amount of cut that you're going to put into it is determined on how tight is the spot, is determined on, you know, how good did you set yourself up when you got there. Because a lot of times, like the way I do it, I'll pull, let's just say this is a whole row of trailers. I'll actually pull up straight to where, let's just say this is the back of my trailer. I'm going to pull up and try to like line the back of my trailer to where I want it to go. So if I wanted it to go right here, I'm going to pull up straight, get my trailer to a little bit past that, and then I'm going to put an angle in it. So once I put the angle in the truck, now it's time for me to start doing my turn the steering wheel right. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, really, it's hard to really show somebody just by explaining without having the actual somebody like pointing out the stuff to do. Because a lot of times the way most instructors explain is either with you in the truck, or either somebody else is driving. I can actually say, okay, you see how he's turned the wheel this way, that way. But I'm gonna end up inserting the video that I did to where I parked it, and I can kind of probably do a voiceover on that clip to explain what I was doing. And then also too, somebody wanted me to give a shout out, And I did tell y'all I don't mind doing shout outs, so let me get it. I think his name Frederick Murphy. What's his name? Hold up. All right, so I hope that helped you out. What's it? Darcy Burton. So I'm gonna try to catch up on some of these emails and requests, but I'm doing the best that I can. So what's his name? He said, hey, I just passed the test. Give me a shout out if you don't mind. All right, his name is Frederick Murphy, like I said, and he was like, hey, I got my CDL permit last week. Take my road test this week. Shout me out. All right, shout out, dog. Give you shout out, Frederick Murphy. I hope you seeing this. You said give you a shout out. So and the next video I'm going to be, because it's already going 10 minutes in, so I'm going to do my best to make the next video about the in-cab inspection and also about what to expect when you first come out. And I can talk a little bit about it now, which is really kind of in a nutshell. I mean, I can elaborate on it, of course, but I can just break it down in a nutshell. Just expect that it's going to be different. Expect that you're going to be doing something you never thought you can do. Expect that you're going to have your challenges, because now you got to deal with instructors that you don't know personalities. You don't know if certain things he do while you're training you can deal with. Expect that it's going to take you a little time to adjust to being behind a really huge vehicle. Like I said, just down from just trying to figure out the turns and stuff. But it's not to say it's impossible. If you know you have responsibility before you go to the schools, make sure your bills are taken care of before you go to the school, because you're not going to start making money straight out of school. You're not going to really make that until really after a couple months, because now even when you get out of school, if you're a company driver or lease, you got to learn the company, you got to learn their lanes, you got to learn where the money's at. So I'll at least give yourself at least about 3-4 months before money start rolling in really good, but at least about 2 months before you're able to pay your bills. But I mean, just expect a challenge. Sometimes it might not be a challenge for some, but for the majority, it's a challenge, especially when it comes to backing, when it comes to just dealing with people. It's just a challenge. So, but it's not impossible, and it's very rewarding once you get used to everything, and especially when you get used to it to the point to where now you're starting to see your bank account grow. So yeah, I'm gonna go more into it in another video, and I'm gonna try my best to catch up on the in-cab inspection when I got time. But now I'm about to go and move this furniture. I'm pretty much moving from another state to another state, so that's my challenge right there. I had to go get this dang U-Haul and move this stuff in. So, all right, Mr. Darcy, I hope that helps you out. So I'll be getting back with y'all. I'll probably make a video about the move. So, all right, y'all, time is the essence. Let's make better time of it. Let's love each other, not judge each other, because I never judge y'all. And I don't know what she's looking at. All right, y'all. Deuces.